So Rankability's content optimizer now supports 16 different languages. So let me walk you through real quickly how you can actually run an optimizer. It's super simple. Just click on content optimizer, enter your keyword phrase or topic. And if this is a brand new page that you're building, it's really best to just do it this way. But if you have an existing page, you can actually just click import URL content. You put your primary keyword in there and then put the URL that is already existing on your website. But in this case, let's just do it for a brand new keyword. So you're going to go here. And then the cool part is we actually support over 1,000 locations through the content optimizer. So you can actually search by city. And this is really important because if you're going to do a local type of content optimizer, you want to extract the most relevant entities that are going to have that personalization. If you do it like this, it's going to do, probably it'll do okay just doing pure United States. And most of the time we have seen that it's pretty accurate. But if you want to get the most accurate results, we do recommend searching for the city that you're going to go after. So Chesterfield, Missouri, we're going to go ahead and select that. And then most importantly, we're going to pick the language that's relevant for that location. So in this case, obviously it's English because it's in the US, but you can see here we have tons of other languages that you can also use. Okay, so then all you have to do from here is we're just going to run that optimizer, and you have two choices. Number one, you can just create the content yourself. You can do this manually. You can create your content brief, your content outline, and your draft all manually. You can do that all within the content optimizer. Or you can streamline this and just create an AI generated draft. This is very different than just using ChatGPT, for example, because what we do is we're going to extract all of those entities from the top ranking competitors. And then we're going to build a highly relevant outline and content brief. And then we're going to feed that into the AI to formulate that draft. So when this is done, typically takes anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes to produce a draft. And that draft will already be optimized for all of those relevant topics. And so it saves a massive amount of time. And most importantly, when you create this draft, we're just looking at this as a first draft, right? This isn't something you should just go and slap on your website, but it gives you a nice base to work with. And then from there, you can actually go through iterations and improve it. So when you click on this, you'll see here, and we actually have a lot of cool things that are coming to this. For example, deep research is going to be embedded in this process, but for now, we've kept it insanely simple. So all you have to do here is go ahead and select. You can have it create the brief and the outline only, or you can have it create the draft as well. Okay, so in this case, we'll do the draft. And then we're going to go here and we can pick the type of content it's going to be. So in this case, we're just going to do a landing page or a service page. In this case, we'll do a service page because it's local. And then this section here is really important. Okay, this is what's going to be fed into the AI. It's going to help create that relevance of the content so you don't just get kind of cookie cutter AI content. So what I would recommend doing is if you're working with a plumber, you want to go and grab all of their unique selling propositions, grab social proof, grab anything about their brand that makes them unique, okay, and put that in here because what it's going to do is it's going to use that to create a highly relevant commercial page. Okay, this is very important for commercial pages. You don't want them to just be generic. You want them to be relevant to the brand. So you feed that in here, and then our system will go through and integrate that into the actual copy. So, but in this case, we'll just go ahead and generate so you can see what it's like. And like I mentioned, it's typically anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, just kind of depends here. Okay, so in the meantime, while this is going, couple cool things that are coming to Rankability, just so you know, what I just showed you, that process with the AI content creation, we're going to be having deep research. You're going to click a little button and you're going to have the ability to use deep research. So we're going to use AI to go out there, find a bunch of relevant sources, bring that back into your content to make it even deeper than before. Okay, it's going to be pretty crazy because right now, essentially the way that it works, we're using the entities to create relevance. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the entities as part one. Then we're going to bring in the deep research. And so what's going to happen is we're going to create this insanely relevant asset that will just be unmatched. Okay. And so I'm already doing this manually myself, but this will be built into Rankability. So I'm really excited about that. And then the other big one is the type of voice that you want to use. So you can use first person, you can use second person, third person. We're going to give you that ability to pick that because in some cases, like if you're doing something that's more experience driven, that would mean that like if I was going to do here are the best SEO books, like I'll show you an example. I have one like this, best SEO books. We'll see if it's ranking. Here it is. Okay. So like this one here is what I would consider like an experience driven asset, right? I actually went and purchased all these SEO books and sat down and read them all. And then based on my, subjective experience, I'm going to go through and rank these books. Okay. And it's all going to be in first person. So you'll see, like in this case, you'll see I is used quite a bit. 28 times in the first person is being used here. Okay. So just a small example, you're going to be able to do this with the AI to kind of emulate that same thing. Okay. And that's going to be built in here as well. And then most importantly, based on a lot of feedback from our users, and even my own feedback on our own tool, I've said this from the very beginning, our focus over the last year or so, maybe even last year and a half, has been like 99% on the content optimizer because we believe this is the most important like pillar of what we're doing. It's really, really important. But now this is currently in development, we're doing a keyword finder 2.0. It's going to be called Keyword Finder 2.0. And so it's going to have basically everything that you would need for keyword research that makes sense in this kind of AI centric world. Okay. And so it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm so excited. And we have this proprietary score that's going to be called the Keyword Opportunity Score. And it's basically all of these signals that we use to ultimately prioritize keywords. Because the worst thing, the truth is, there's tons of keyword research tools out there. Like you can find them. You could use even ChatGPT if you wanted. If you wanted to hallucinate some keywords for you, you could certainly do that. But this type of keyword research is much more effective because anyone can go and find keywords, but the real magic is knowing what keywords to actually go after and in what order. And the only way to do that is you have to be able to use data to your advantage. So as of right now, we've got a bunch of data here that you can use, obviously, to kind of prioritize and filter through keywords, but we're going to be taking this to the next level. And so there's going to be a lot of cool things to be added to this. And we're going to be using AI actually to help you prioritize these keywords. It's going to be really cool. And we're also going to have a Google Search Console integration in here that's going to pull those keywords from Google Search Console. And then we're going to cross-check them against a bunch of data points. So then you can prioritize those as well. Very excited. And there's also, in addition to that, also probably a keyword gap as well that we're doing in here as well. So that should be launching in this. I'm probably missing some stuff, but there's a lot of stuff coming. It's like a huge upgrade, like crazy upgrade. And to the point where like you won't really need to go to another tool to do keyword research. You can just stay inside of Rankability. You'll be able to do it. It'll be totally in line with the tools that are out there. Okay. And that's a big one. And then a couple other updates. Let's go ahead and see if the AI draft here is done. Okay, AI draft is officially completed here. So we'll go ahead and open this up. And you'll see right out of the gate, perfectly optimized. His hitting on almost, this is actually even more optimized than it typically is. Usually it's around the optimal, which is like around 64 in this case. But this one's like really, really good. Now I want to point out a couple of things here. Number one is on the word count. This is what makes Rankability pretty unique, is we don't use average word count. We use median word count. So we eliminate the outliers. So we're not looking at the bottom 10% or the top 10%. We're trying to find that true middle. And this is really important because a lot of these tools kind of inflate word counts. So they'll take some, outlier competitor that's got 10,000 words, and then it'll say, you need to write a 3,000 word asset on, best plumber in Chesterfield, Missouri. I've never once seen, a local business that needs that many words for a commercial page like this. Just totally not necessary. And it's a waste of resources and a waste of money to produce that much content. Okay. So in this case, we're right in that perfect spot, right around 1,000 words in that optimal range that we recommend. Okay. And then the rankability score is just based on pure topic coverage. So how well have we covered this topic? You do not get rewarded based on how many times you mention a keyword. It's only based on pure topic coverage. So in this case, you got a very high score because, as you can tell, we covered virtually every topic. Okay. So like I mentioned, this is just a starting place. You're just starting here, and you're going to build upon this. Even our AI driven content like this, we're still doing, 3 to 4 human led iterations and edits before it goes live on the site. Okay. And that's not even considering what it's going to be designed like on the site itself. Okay. So, but this is just a beautiful place to start. And this can really help you increase how quickly you can actually put out, really relevant pages that are going to help you perform well. And we have found that first party signals, which is, content on your own website, does get cited really, really well on these AI platforms. Okay, so it is critical that you're still doing standard SEO, and you need to be building out these localized landing pages that are really, really important. Okay, and then a couple other updates. Content Monitor, big update coming to this. This is actually now going to be a very, very unique keyword tracker that no one else has. Okay, this is a very unique thing that we're working on where not only is it going to track your overall rankability score for that URL, it's also going to track your individual keyword rankings. Now, individual keyword rankings is kind of a controversial topic, but for us, the reason why we want to track it is because we know that ChatGPT, Gemini, and all these other platforms use search to feed into their AI generated responses. So in general, we want to be ranking well in search if we want any chance of showing up in the AI platforms. So that's the reason why we're tracking. We're not tracking it because we want to we're concerned about getting traffic necessarily in the traditional results. If we do, that's great. But we're doing it because we know that that's a feeding mechanism for the AI platforms. So that's why we're doing it. And then on top of it, the one I'm most excited about, I've saved the best for last, is the AI analyzer. Okay. And so we are working on this right now. It's probably getting much closer. It's actually going much faster than I thought. But this AI analyzer, as you can tell, this is more like the future of what it's going to be. These are all the platforms that we're going to support. But for V1.0, it's going to be just ChatGPT because ChatGPT has like 60% of the AI market share right now. So we're going to do ChatGPT first. And I think, they have like 700 million weekly users. So we're going to focus on that one first. And we're going to get it really nailed away. And this is, once again, a very unique thing that we're doing is, unlike a lot of these other platforms, we're going to have kind of 3 pieces to this equation. Actually, 4 pieces to this equation. Number one is what we're calling a benchmark report. So you're going to be able to enter your keyword or your topic. We're going to create some synthetic prompts and query fan out queries based on that seed. And then we're going to run those in ChatGPT and we're going to see how your brand pops up. That's the first part. So it's going to be a benchmark. We got our own proprietary score and all this cool stuff. Okay. So that's the benchmark. Then we're going to have tracking. So you're going to be able to track these prompts on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and see how your brand is performing. Okay. And we obviously want to see growth and more brand visibility over time. That's the idea. Okay. And then number 3 is an index. So we're actually every query that we run, every response that we get, we're going to put it into an index, and you're going to be able to analyze that index at any time. You're going to be able to go and search, your brand in that index, and you're going to be able to see those responses, and you're going to be able to kind of do some analysis if you want. And then number 4 is our diagnosis. Okay, and that means we're actually going to tell you exactly what you need to do to improve performance on these platforms. This is not an add-on. So if you look at our pricing here, and you can see this will be included in the base subscription. So it will just pull from your AI credits. So based on how many credits, we'll put a standard amount of credits in each of the tiers, and it will just be included in your membership. Okay, so not going to have to pay anything extra. You're not going to need 17 subscriptions to do all this stuff. It's going to be built into Rankability. And the truth is, my vision for this platform, my team's vision for this platform is pretty simple. Like, we want you to be able to use Rankability for all of your AI search optimization. Okay, we're going to be tackling each of the signals that are required to drive performance for your clients. And you're not going to need any other tools. Okay, I can assure you that. So just wanted to show you that. Super excited about a lot of the updates we have coming, and I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.